Jai Sri Krishna. In this session, we will continue our study of the chapter 4 of the Bhagavad Gita by reciting verses 34 to 42, building upon our previous session where Lord Krishna talked about various forms of yagyas, and the best among them, he declared, is the acquisition of knowledge. In this session, he talks more about the acquisition of knowledge about self and thus knowledge in general, the glory of knowledge, which helps us with dispelling the ignorance which is the cause of misery. So let's first recite the verses, then we will look into the meaning and significance of these. Om Sri Bhagwan Vach Tad Vidhi Pranipatena Pariprashnen Sevaya Upadeshyanti Te Jnanam Jnaninas-tattvadarshinaha yajñātvā na punaramoham evam yasyasi pandava yena bhutanya sheshani drakshasi yatmanyatho mayi api chedasi papebhyah sarvebhyah papakrittamah sarvajnanapalineva vrijinam santarisyashi यथैधांसि समिद्धोऽग्निर्भस्मात् कुरुतेऽर्जुन ज्ञानाग्निः सर्वकर्माणि भस्मसात् कुरुते तथा न हि ज्ञानेन सदृशं पवित्रम् इह विद्यते तत् स्वयं योगसंसिद्धिः कालेनात्मनि विन्दति श्रद्धावान् लभते ज्ञानं तत्परः संयतेन्द्रियः ज्ञानं लब्ध्वा परां शान्तिम् अचिरेणाधिगच्छति अज्ञश्च अस्त्रधानश्च संशयात्मा विनश्यति नायं लोकोऽस्ति न परो न सुखं संशयात्मनः योगसन्न्यस्तकर्माणं ज्ञानसञ्छिन्न संशयम् आत्मवन्तं न कर्माणि निबध्नन्ति धनञ्जय तस्माद् अज्ञानसम्भूतं हृतस्थं ज्ञानसिनात्मनः चित्त्वैनं संशयं योगम् अतिष्ठोत्तिष्ठ भारत. Lord Krishna teaches that since the pursuit of knowledge is the best form of yajna, one must surrender himself to the wise teacher and acquire knowledge. In olden days, teacher was the only source of knowledge, called Acharya or Guru. There was no YouTube, no podcast, no books. So teacher was the only source of knowledge. So Lord Krishna says, approach a wise teacher and learn from them. Okay. So, he makes it very clear that there is no yajna better than the acquisition of knowledge. In today's context, we must have holistic approach towards learning by studying various disciplines such as science, psychology, psychology, astrology, spirituality, to uncover the deeper truth and the mysteries of life. In fact, without knowledge of science, not higher science, but basic science, we can't understand a spirituality well. If we have knowledge of psychology, it is easy for us to understand a spirituality, a spiritual knowledge in the right spirit. So we should have holistic approach towards acquisition of knowledge, and it is very, very important to benefit from spiritual books like Bhagavad Gita. Lord Krishna further explains that once a person has attained true knowledge and understands the nature of the truth, the reality, they are no longer bewildered, and a person starts seeing me in every living being. Me means the supreme being. Me means the supreme being. So the life force itself is the manifestation of the supreme being. Knowledge, he says, is like a boat which has power to take one through the ocean of miseries and pains. So basically, he talks about once you have knowledge of self, you have the knowledge, which Krishna has talked about in chapter 2 and 3. It will help you destroy the reactions of your action. What are reactions of our action? These are stress, depression, anxiety, fear of failure, and so on. So once we have knowledge of self, once we have understand the reality, we are never, or we are free from these reactions to great extent. I will not say we are completely free. That's a very high level of uh, enlightenment. But for people like us, through the knowledge of self, through the teachings that Lord Krishna has provided, we can manage the reactions of work to great extent. Lord Krishna also emphasizes that there is nothing more purifying than knowledge. When one is perfected in knowledge, he attains the ultimate peace. Achirena adhigacchati. What? Shanti. Jnanam labdhva param shantim achirena adhigacchati. You get the ultimate peace. And this has been identified, the ultimate peace, the peace has been identified as one of the most precious achievements through a spiritual wisdom. Because our mind is always wondering, I want to go there, I want to eat this, I want to acquire this. It's wandering. And that is the reason for the miseries, the suffering. And through this knowledge, you can be free from these and you can attain peace and tranquility. But Lord Krishna says that you need to have faith so that you can acquire and benefit from this knowledge. If you don't have faith, Neither you can acquire knowledge nor you can benefit from this. And he declares, the one who has no faith in knowledge, in such knowledge, the knowledge of self, he cannot be happy in this world or the world beyond. So he makes it clear there is no possibility of happiness, long-lasting happiness, without knowing the truth. Without knowledge, without the teachings that Krishna has so far imparted to us. So, having told these things to Arjun, and we all are Arjun, we are having same problem what Arjun had. So the battle symbolizes the challenges we have in our daily life. And that is the reason the teachings of Bhagavad Gita, it's so appealing to us. As Arjun, we all are suffering. And we all need the teaching and wisdom imparted by Lord Krishna. So having said so, Lord Krishna says, Lord Krishna dares Arjun, "O Arjun, use the weapon of knowledge to cut through the ignorance and doubt that has arisen in you. Stand firm in the practice of Karma Yoga. Rise to fight the battle. Rise to fight the battle. Take up the challenges of daily life." And this is how chapter 4 ends. In the upcoming sessions, we will begin with chapter 5, and we will have more insight into the practice of Karma Yoga through Lord Krishna. So keep watching. Thank you very much.